All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we're over here at OCD Offroad with Scott and John. John's working on a Dana 44 Waggy axle for the front of his
04 LJ.
04 LJ. So I'm gonna flip y'all around. I'm gonna let John and Scott explain that.
All right, so this is a 85-86 front Wagoneer 44. It's got a TNT Customs truss with the upper control arm mount, spring mounts, shock perches already done. It's just been cleaned, welded on. They did jig this together and weld it up for me before it shipped, so these are not my welds. This was already prefab and came to me with just my options picked on it. It's got a Yukon spool, 488 gears. That's what's going to be running in here. It'll have worn outer hubs. It's chromoly shafts with standard splines.
And it's a flat top.
Yep. And parts mic knuckle ball joints.
Parts
mic.
Parts mic.
Yep.
Okay.
Dell hooked me up big time out there, so shout out to him. And then Scott basically told me what I needed to have him do, so he can explain the knuckles and the steering that's going to get run.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use half-inch riser with 10-degree milled high steer armor on this side for the drag link. We're going to come back in here once all that's set up and we get the geometry in. I'll explain that in a minute. We're running 7/8" rod ends. GM came on the like mid-70s GM trucks. We're doing that here. Aluminum links all the way across. Get the geometry good. Once we get it in, we're going to lop this part off and we're going to bring the track bar mount up to get all of our angles equalized. But it's a real easy upgrade because all the old 70 Chevy stuff interchanges with all the early mid Wagoneer stuff and even with the CJ stuff. So if you run a single high steer on one side, you just bring the tie rod low, and that way you don't have any steering conflicts when everything crosses over. You don't get any.
No binding.
Well, a lot of times on some of those steering setups, if you try to run both arms to one, when you start running that 1.5" diameter aluminum, they'll cross over each other and they'll actually hit under articulation. So if you keep the tie rod on this link and then you run the drag link off high, you correct all the angles and then you keep them from interfering with each other, especially on your full range of travel, which will be pretty slick.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's my Rubicon. It's my conned Rubicon. So it'll be fun. It'll be cool. I've seen it done once.
So have you run the spools in the front before?
No, this will be the first time. My Jeep is there's an ongoing joke with my Jeep, and it's that my Jeep is built with your old parts. So and that's legit. My lift kit is used. My bumpers are used. My winch is used. I paid for and re-geared my axle myself. My axles. I've blown my 30 up twice, and I'm tired of fixing pinion bearings and U-joints. So this has been something that I've wanted to do, and I also am kind of the guy who's not necessarily do it on the cheap, but if I can find an alternative that doesn't cost me $3,000 for a TJ Rubicon axle and pumps and all that, I'm all about that. That's what this is, and it's been 4 months because we're slammed and we can't stop telling people to come by so I can build my axle.
Yeah. But it's essentially
So
what we're doing
Saturdays
is we're mirroring the same setup I already built for mine. But for a TJ. Right. So the main difference between what I did on my rig and what we're doing for his rig is obviously the truss is up here with the TJ mounts, whereas mine we did spring over for the YJs.
Right. And the only thing that's missing off of this is the lower control arm mounts, and after that essentially it's brakes, hubs, and that's about it.
And the spool is super cool. What you do is you leave one hub locked till you need more traction, you just lock the other hub in and life is happy. So
whose axles are you running?
These are Yukons, chromollies. Like I said, they're standard spline, so they're 30 inner, 19 outer. So they're not. I didn't go anything crazy because their stock ones are pretty bulletproof. And these are chromoly, so I shouldn't have any issues. Plus hubs, everything like that. I didn't want to have any sort of crazy interchange. The idea being that if I break it in Tennessee, I can go to a parts store, off-road shop, and not have to custom order anything. If they have a set of hubs, they'll lock right on.
Yeah.
It's
So you
standard
talking
U
wind
joints.
rocks?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Maybe we could all get together and hit up Windrock.
Hell yeah.
Windrock, I went 2 years ago, and that's one of the reasons I'm building this is because I blew an axle shaft going up a trail at Windrock at about midnight. And
Everybody blows
the next
something
morning
up at midnight
we
there.
unloaded tools, jacked it up, pulled the axle shaft, the drive shaft, and went and did Nemo tunnels. So I came back with a blown axle, bad pinion bearings, and a carrier and a diff full of water. So
Scott,
Yeah.
tell me about the shop. What do you work on here and everything?
Pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything.
I mean, we got everything from old 40s Willys stuff, all the way up to J trucks. Like you see the one in the background. We're doing a Holly Sniper kit on that one and clean up some wiring, a bunch of other things on it. J trucks, CJs. We're doing a full restoration on that CJ7 right there. But when it came in, this thing was Fred Flintstone, right? Everything was holes, floorboard was gone, rockers were gone,
rear step up gone.
rear step up was gone. So we've already redone the suspension, did all the metal work inside and out, got a brand new floor pans all in the tub, all hand formed by Eric. New seats, all the body work's been done. So we got a windshield waiting in a crate. So, but as far as what we do, to answer your question, it's kind of everything, right? It's not just lift kits, although we like lift kits, but I mean, if you want something custom, we'll design it, we'll engineer it, we'll fabricate it, we'll think it through, we'll tinker with it until, I mean, pretty much there's nothing we haven't done that people have brought us. We got some crazy projects, but I mean, we got a fully decked out fab suite, vendors, TIGs, MIGs, torches, plasma table, CNC.
And you offer specialized steering and other parts too here, don't you?
Yeah, and then some of the stuff that we've seen on the market we weren't happy with the way, because we've been wheeling around here forever.
Right.
So some of the stuff we weren't really happy with the way it was performing, so we just started making our own product. And because they're not the super easiest thing to install if you don't have the right tools, like who has a tapered reamer, right? Maybe me, you, not that many people around here, right? So we'll do the installs here, and rather than cutting them out on the internet, right? Because
I'll be running that on my scrambler once I get it mobile.
Yep. But yeah, we have what we use for CNC. We hunted around for like the best joints we could find, best CNC people we could find. Like we use Julene out at Summit Machine, whose work is impeccable beyond belief. So she cuts our steering links for us. We use a lot of Mike's parts, which he's the godfather. That shop invented half of the things that people are using now. Their steering's awesome. Their ball joints are awesome. So we'll use their hard parts, so they last. I mean, I'm 17 years on the same set of tie rod ends right now. But, we'll do cage work for certain people. I mean, we just finished...
I'll have to bring mine.
Right now, let's see.
I gotta get rid of that hard
I'm
rock
just trying
cage.
to think here. I'm like,
The hard rock cage is nasty.
I mean, I don't know. Mount balance tires. We'll do oil changes. Not that that's fun, but we'll do them if you ask nice enough. Electrical, heavy electrical, right? We'll custom design and engineer electrical systems for people. We're rewiring a couple old schools right now, full wiring harnesses for them, conversions, motor swaps.
And old school, you mean
J
old
trucks.
Jeeps? Yeah.
Yeah, J trucks and CJs.
70s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s
Yeah,
stuff.
right now there's a 75 J20, an 83 Cherokee, an 86 Grand Wagoneer, a 76 J20, a 78 J10. Then we've got a few late 70s, early 70s, or early 80s CJs. There's YJs. If it's got 7 slots, we're wrenching on it.
Yeah, I'll do a
Pretty much.
walk around in the parking lot so you
Yeah,
can
because
see
it
it.
boils down to. If all I did all day was, no offense, like we like putting lift kits on, but if that's all I did every day,
Life would be boring.
life would be boring. So, we like to do, the heavy custom stuff is super fun. And we get to invent things and make stuff up and think our way through them, and it's pretty cool, man. I love bringing these old ones back to life. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
I'll bring gears to go sleep.
You heard it. So if you need anything done, you're in the Northern Virginia area. John, where are you going?
There we go.
We said gears too many times. He was getting sad and wandering off.
Yeah, I was like,
So if you need anything, hit these guys up at OCD Offroad. I'll leave a link down in the description so you guys can find him a little bit faster. Appreciate everything you're doing for us. We're taking some of his swag out to Moab. I'm going to be giving that out to a few people that I'm staying with in the condo. So hit him up. I'll leave a link in the description, phone number. Thanks for watching.
Bye.